and the seat was like still wet even during Busted. Like it eventually dried, but it was like still wet. My back was soaking. I was like, oh well, it's like it happens. I'm a bit uncomfortable, but I'll just have a couple more drinks and forget about it. Hi guys and welcome back. So we're doing something a bit different on the channel today. So what we're going to do is a video about concert etiquette. Etiquette. Don't mind the word, it'll be in the title, you understand. So this came all about from a concert I went to see the weekend. I went to see Busted with my girlfriend. I would say it was her idea, but it wasn't. It was my idea. I was like, oh well, I really want to see Busted. Let's go see them. So I'll start off the video with a wee story and explain why. So what it is, so we decided to get Busted tickets and we were like, we'll make a night of it. So we stayed up in Glasgow, and then when we were up in Glasgow, we were like, we'll go to the show the now. Went into the show, we were drinking a wee bit, and we got seats that were up, like sitting seats that were up next to like an area so we could run out and go to the toilet. We went in, sat down, had a couple of drinks, and then these two women came in behind us to the seat behind us, because obviously it's a concert, there's going to be people behind you. That's not the thing I'm annoyed about. And then whilst they were getting up and down for drinks and stuff like that, one of the times they came back, this was before the concert started, this was like when the acts before Busted came on, they'd spilled drink down my back, and it wasn't just like a little bit of drink, it was quite a bit of drink, like, and I was a bit like, I was like, my back's wet. And it soaked like my hair, my back, and my seat, and my hoodie. And my hoodie, my hoodie was on the back of the chair, obviously, because I was too warm in here. And I was like, I reacted straight away because I wasn't expecting to get drink put down me. And I was like, oh, it happens. I'm not annoyed about it because I was expecting them to apologise. But no, they looked at me and my girlfriend and didn't say anything. And then just continued with their day. And I was like, that's a bit rude. I was like, I'm not going to be annoyed at them. I was like, because it does happen. I'm not expecting to go to a concert and not get covered in drink. But I'm not expecting to get covered in drink. But it's one of the things I think, if it happens because you're at a concert. Like, really, like, you've seen festivals and stuff like that. You know what happens with drink and stuff like that. Normally it's only when you're standing you expect to get covered in drink, but no, you do it when you're sitting as well. And then I was like, oh, that's a bit weird, that's a bit rude. I was like, even if they said sorry, I wouldn't have been like, oh my god, why did you do that? I'd be like, oh, it's alright, it happens. I'd do the British thing and just be really apologetic, like, even though it wasn't my fault. And then I was like, my seat was soaking for ages, may I add. Like, I think, so this was like half an hour before they even started like Busted came on, and the seat was like still wet even during Busted. Like it eventually dried, but it was like still wet. My back was soaking. I was like, oh well, it's like it happens. I'm a bit uncomfortable, but I'll just have a couple more drinks and forget about it. And then again, like when Busted started, they stood up and spilt their drink down me, which, to be fair, they maybe actually didn't see that one, but I don't think even if they did, they would have apologised, because it wasn't as much the first time, but it was enough to make me notice again. And I was like, you've got to be joking me. And I was like, they're not even going to say sorry. And at this point, obviously, my partner is getting quite annoyed at them because they're spilling drink down me, not apologising, or like they're just been having bad concert etiquette. And then I'm going to keep saying this word wrong, by the way, it's just I'm going to commit to it. And I was like, oh, that's a bit annoying. And then a minute Busted came on. You're like, oh, my fears are away. Busted are on. We'll ignore everything that's happening in the world. They'll take my issues away. We were watching them, and then the minute Busted came on, obviously everyone does the scream. Like, I didn't do the scream because I can't really scream that high pitched anymore. But they did the scream, and I noticed the people behind us, because obviously they're annoying you a bit, and like we've been spilt, and you're still a bit like, that's a bit annoying. So I noticed that they did their scream, and I was like, fair enough, everyone screams. I'm never ever going to be like, don't scream. Oh, how wrong was I? So we got further into the concert, and then they just screamed all the time. But it wasn't like, I've heard like fangirl screaming, but this was like beyond fangirl screaming. And it was like halfway through a song, one of them would scream "We love you," but like scream "We love you," like blood curdling scream. And I'm honestly, we were quite far away. I'll put the video under this. We were quite far away, and I wouldn't even be surprised if they heard her saying it. That's how loud she was screaming. I was like, oh my god. And then like obviously they're asking questions and stuff like that, and she's like screaming, like, which is fair enough. But see, when every song you scream sing it. Oh my god, I couldn't hear the concert. Honestly, I may as well have just turned around and watched them. That's how loud they were. I couldn't hear the concert. Just one of the things that really annoyed me. So I just thought, after this 5-minute story, we'll do a video on concert etiquette. I'll try and cut down that story. I don't think I'll be able to, but we'll try. Full enough, we'll just go with the full thing of the screaming. So I've got a video here where a woman's just absolutely screaming her wee heart out. I'll just let you play. This is a weird one because I'm very much like you should enjoy yourself at a concert, but I do think there's also a bit of you do need to think there is other people around. For example, I couldn't hear Busted because someone was screaming like that a foot behind me. But I was like, oh, I don't know. I feel like this. I've seen like a couple of videos on this before, and some people are like, I don't think you should be screaming your heart out because it's more of like a in your car thing. You scream your heart out. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, whilst I'm in my car, I don't think twice about like screaming. But doing it during a concert, I think there's maybe like, I understand screaming, but there's maybe like a tone you need to bring it down to, like a volume. Like, it's just, oh, it's annoying. That's all. So this is a video of someone specifically like being like, oh yeah, I've got the worst concert etiquette, which is on the Taylor Swift tour as well. And I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I do like her music. I just wouldn't go and see her live. Well, mainly because I couldn't get a ticket if I wanted to. I think you've got some cheek to be like, oh yeah, I've got the worst, like, oh look at me. Like, it's basically like a pick-me girl basically being like, oh, look at me, I have the worst etiquette. So we get into it.
Compilation of me having the absolute worst concert etiquette at the Eras tour. Sorry.
That's a perfect example of what was happening to me in the Busted tour. It was someone screaming like that, and I do feel like it does ruin some people's night. Like, that's the Taylor Swift tour. Obviously people are like really struggling to get tickets for that, and this woman's like screaming, which is a bit unfair on everyone else that's there, because at the first bit of the video you seen someone turning round being like, oh my god, like, and I was a bit like, see when they ask you to scream, honestly, scream as loud as you want because you're supposed to. I understand why they've asked you to scream, because they want to hear as much noise as possible, but not right in someone's bloody ear. I feel like I did like, see, when I was thinking about this video, I was like, I do feel like an old man just like complaining, being like, oh, the youngsters. But so a big one as well I noticed, that's I've actually noticed before I even thought about doing this video, is I went to see Harry Styles in Edinburgh a couple of months back, and obviously he does this thing where he's like, oh, let's see your signs, and he goes around and like reads them out and stuff like that, because that's obviously how he likes to interact with his fans, which I completely understand. That is a very much like the artist is asked, so yeah, bring them. Like, if he's asked specifically, yeah, bring the signs. However, I think there's a time and place to pull them out. For example, when he goes, right, we'll do this bit in the show where we show the signs, and then everyone picks up their signs. So I will give them, when I was there, quite a few people did do that. They were like, oh, we'll put up the signs now. I was really far away as well. Like, I was like, it's a stadium, and I was like at the back, but I could still see signs because that's how big they were. So if I'm seeing the signs from that far away, I couldn't really read them, but like I could see like when someone's like hands out like all the way to there, and then like if it's not blocking my view, but if I can see them from that far, think about how many people are behind them that's blocking it. And obviously Harry Styles is like a big artist, so people are like, oh yeah, I really want to see him. So what we'll do is I'll get the video up of the sign debacle. But in that video, they're shouting at this woman to put the signs down because they're blocking just Harry. They're in the pit. Obviously, they're really, like, if you see how close they are, they're really close to Harry Styles. And I understand how much the tickets would have been to get that far down is a bit concerning, because I know how much my tickets were for Harry Styles. Like, I'd say he's a good price for them, but like, it does ruin people's nights. For example, they're getting annoyed and being like, put the sign down. Then eventually they've had to yank it out of her hand, basically. Like, they pulled it down because she wasn't removing it. And it does ruin people's nights, because that's a big sign to block someone. And then there's a good point in that video as well, where if you notice someone throws something at Harry, and then that's moving swiftly on to our next topic of artists getting stuff thrown at them. We'll start off with a wee compilation video of it.
Who play pussy on stage?
This is a big issue that seems to be happening quite a lot now, where people are just like throwing things at artists, but it's not like flowers, bras. That's quite a big thing that you obviously used to see back in the old day. It's not stuff like that. It is just like genuine, like, hard objects. Like the last one there that obviously has been the big issue now is the I think it's BB Rexa. She got a phone launched off her face, and it caused her serious damage, like bruised, swollen eye, everything. Like, it's quite serious damage. And then through the video as well, it did it backwards there for some reason. It like showed the goggles, and then that she wears goggles at the next time she's on stage, and it's a bit like, they shouldn't really need to do this. You are paying. You're not paying to assault them. You are paying to watch them. But I will give them that some of them are fighting back. Like I said, 50 Cent is taking matters into his own hands. So there you go, 50 Cent seen BB Rex has been hit in the face and thought, I'm fighting back with the crowd. Picked up I'm presuming there's a broken microphone, I actually don't know the context behind this one. Picked up his microphone and went, do you know what? I'm launching this into the crowd. However, it seriously injured someone. I've pulled up, it's on a TikTok of the photo of it. It seriously injured someone, and obviously I don't know how that will happen, but probably come to a settlement and he'll give them money, or he'll give them free tickets. Ironically, I wouldn't want to go back to another 50 Cent concert if I was hit in the face with a microphone. But honestly, some of the artists do need to start fighting back. See, when stuff gets thrown at them, I think they should just like have like stuff in the back, like baseballs, because how hard they are, and just start like launching them at everyone that launches stuff at them. It would stop. It would show consequences to people's actions. So thanks for watching. Today was a weird video. I didn't know what to do about it. I just thought I'd get some TikToks and we could watch them together. I will preface this with saying I don't go to concerts too often, and I wouldn't say I'm the end all be all in concert etiquette. I could be wrong about all these. However, I like complaining, so that's why I made a video about it. For example, the girls that were busted, they enjoyed themselves, and really that's all that matters. I do think that maybe some people need to stop having main character syndrome, and I could be a bit ironic by saying that because I'm going, oh well, people need to apologise to me, like now it's like I've got it. But I do think some people do need to realise there's other people that will be there as well, but obviously people don't always realise. It is what it is, but I'm not the end all be all on it, and honestly, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments why you disagree with me. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and see you.